My wife died 3 years ago. When my new girlfriend opened her recipe box, she found notes addressed to whoever loves him next. They'd never met, but somehow my wife had been helping her this whole time. David, did you know about this? Emma held up a recipe card, a worn index card with Sarah's careful handwriting on the front. She'd flipped it over. Her face was pale. What is it? She read aloud. To whoever's reading this, if you're cooking from my box, you must be special. David doesn't let just anyone use it. Welcome to the family, Sarah. My heart stopped. Cancer took Sarah at 34. We'd been married for 6 years, met at a friend's wedding, dated for 2, built a life that felt like it would last forever. Then the diagnosis came. Stage 4, ovarian cancer. 8 months from diagnosis to goodbye. She spent most of that time organizing, said she wanted to leave things tidy. I thought she meant the house, the finances, the paperwork. She was meticulous about all of it. Made sure I knew where every document was filed. Made sure the life insurance was in order. Made sure I wouldn't have to figure anything out alone. I didn't know about the notes. The last months were brutal. Dr. Patricia Chen, her oncologist, 15 years at the cancer center, had been honest from the beginning. We'll do everything we can to manage pain and maintain quality of life, but I won't give you false hope. The cancer has spread too far. Sarah took the news with grace I didn't feel. I have time, she said. 8 months is time. I'm going to use it. She used it to prepare me for a future without her. I just didn't realize how thoroughly. The funeral was in October. 300 people came. Sarah had touched that many lives. Her parents flew in from Florida. Her sister came from California. Colleagues, friends, neighbors, everyone who'd loved her packed into the church to say goodbye. I stood at the front and tried to speak. Got through half of the eulogy before my voice broke. Her father finished reading it for me. Grief counselor Patricia Martinez, 12 years specializing in spousal bereavement, saw me every week for the first year. The hardest part isn't the funeral, she told me during one session. It's the ordinary moments afterward. The first time you reach for her in bed and she's not there. The first time you say we and have to correct yourself. When does it get easier? It doesn't get easier exactly. You just get better at carrying it. I didn't believe her, but she was right. 3 years passed. I survived. That's the best word for it. Went to work, came home, kept the house clean because Sarah would have wanted me to. Watered the plants because she'd loved them. Even though I killed most of them within 6 months. I didn't date. Couldn't imagine being with anyone else. The thought felt like betrayal. Then I met Emma. She was a colleague's sister. Marcus introduced us at a holiday party. She was dark-haired, quick to laugh, patient in ways that felt like kindness rather than pity. We talked for 2 hours that night. I mentioned Sarah within the first 15 minutes. I always did. Some kind of protective reflex to warn people what they were getting into. Emma didn't flinch. She sounds wonderful, she said. Tell me more about her. So I did. We started dating 3 months later. Emma was patient with my grief, never pushed, never compared herself to Sarah, never asked me to stop talking about my wife. She's part of your story, Emma said once. I'm not asking you to erase her. I dated briefly before Emma, one dinner, one coffee, but nothing had felt right. The other women seemed uncomfortable with my past, with the photos of Sarah still on my walls, with the way I talked about her in present tense without meaning to. Emma was different. She understood that loving someone who's gone doesn't mean you can't love someone new. One Sunday, Emma was making dinner at my place. She'd been spending more weekends with me. We'd fallen into a rhythm, lazy mornings, long walks, cooking together in the evening. She was looking through my cabinets for a recipe when she spotted Sarah's recipe box. Wooden, hand-painted flowers on the lid, a gift from Sarah's grandmother passed down through 3 generations of women. Can I use this? Emma asked. It's just sitting here. Feels wrong to let good recipes go to waste. I said yes, didn't think anything of it. Emma started flipping through the cards. Then she went very quiet. David, did you know about this? She held up the first card, turned it over so I could see the back. Sarah's handwriting. To whoever's reading this, if you're cooking from my box, you must be special. David doesn't let just anyone use it. Welcome to the family, Sarah. I took the card from her hands. Read it 3 times. The handwriting was unmistakably Sarah's, the same looping script that had filled our wedding vows, our grocery lists, the love notes she'd left on my pillow. But this was addressed to someone else, someone who hadn't existed yet, someone who would come after. Emma kept looking. Every recipe had a note on the back. The meatloaf card. He'll say he's not hungry when he's sad. Make this anyway. He'll eat. The chocolate cake. This is his favorite. Make it for his birthday. He'll cry. Let him. The chicken soup. For when he's sick. He's a terrible patient. Pretend you don't notice. The lasagna. He burns garlic every time. Watch him. The pasta. He proposed after I made this. Maybe it'll work for you too. Emma was crying by the 10th card. She wrote all of these for me. We never even met. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know she did this. How could you not know? I never looked at the backs of the cards. My voice broke. broke. I haven't cooked much since she died. I couldn't face the recipes. We sat at the kitchen table, went through every card together. 67 recipes, 67 notes. Some were practical. The shepherd's pie takes longer than the recipe says. Start early. He claims he doesn't like mushrooms, but he's wrong. Just chop them small. He'll overcook the steak every time. Let him think it's perfect anyway. Some were sweet. This was our first meal together. He still doesn't know I burned the potatoes. Keep my secret. His mom's birthday cake recipe. He'll be touched if you learn it. Make this when you want to see him smile. Some broke my heart. I'm sorry I can't be there, but I'm glad someone is. Take care of him. He needs more care than he admits. I hope you love him the way he deserves to be loved. The last card wasn't a recipe. It was a letter, folded inside an envelope at the very back of the box, sealed with one of those small heart stickers Sarah used to put on everything. The front of the envelope read, "For the future love of David's life." Emma looked at me. "Should I read it, please?" She opened the envelope with shaking hands. "Dear future love of David's life, I don't know who you are. I don't know when you'll find this, but if you're reading these notes, it means two things. I'm gone, and he finally let someone in again. That probably took a while. He's stubborn about love, thinks he doesn't deserve it. You'll have to convince him otherwise. Here's what you should know. He snores, but denies it. He forgets to water plants. He gives terrible directions, but refuses to use GPS. He'll never admit when he's wrong, but he'll apologize with flowers. He'll work too hard and forget to eat. He'll bottle up his feelings until they overflow. He'll try to carry everything alone because he doesn't want to be a burden. Don't let him. He's also the kindest man I've ever known. He'll love you with everything he has. He'll make you laugh. He'll hold you when you cry. He'll be your best friend if you let him. I didn't get enough time with him. Make sure you do. I wanted to grow old with him. I wanted to raise children with him. I wanted to sit on a porch at 80 and hold his hand while we watched the sunset. I won't get any of that, but you might. Take care of my David. He's worth it. With love from the past, Sarah. Emma held my hand while I sobbed. 3 years of grief. 3 years of carrying Sarah's absence like a stone in my chest. And now this. Evidence that she'd been thinking about my future, planning for it, making sure I wouldn't be alone, even while she was dying. She wanted you to be happy, Emma said finally. She planned for this. She planned for everything. I just didn't realize how much. Was she always like this? Always. She was the most organized person I ever met. The most thoughtful. I wiped my eyes. But I never imagined she'd think of this. She must have loved you so much. She did. And I never got to love her back as long as she deserved. Emma squeezed my hand. You're loving her right now, by living the life she wanted you to have. I showed my grief counselor the letters. Dr. Martinez read through them slowly, her expression soft. This is remarkable, she said. Sarah essentially created a bridge between herself and whoever came after. She gave her blessing in the most tangible way possible. It feels like she's still here sometimes, through these notes. That's because part of her is. The love she had for you, it's preserved in these cards. It's not gone. It's just transformed. How do I carry both of them? Sarah and Emma? You don't have to choose. Grief and love aren't mutually exclusive. You can honor Sarah's memory while building a future with Emma. In fact, she held up the letter. That's exactly what Sarah asked you to do. Emma moved in 6 months later. She brought her own things, her own energy, her own presence, but she never asked me to remove Sarah's photos, never suggested we redecorate to erase the past. She uses Sarah's recipe box every week. Sometimes I hear her talking to Sarah while she cooks, thanks her for the tips, updates her on how I'm doing. He still burns garlic, she'll say, stirring something on the stove, but I'm watching him. Or, you were right about the mushrooms, he loves them now. Or, I made your chocolate cake for his birthday, he cried, just like you said. I asked Emma once if it was strange. Talking to her, I mean, someone you never met. Emma considered the question. It should be strange, but it isn't. I feel like I know her through these notes, like we're collaborating. Collaborating? On loving you. She started the project. I'm continuing it. I proposed with the pasta, just like Sarah suggested. Emma was making dinner, the recipe with the note on the back that said, he proposed after I made this. Maybe it'll work for you too. I waited until she was plating the food. Then I got down on one knee in the kitchen. Sarah said this recipe was magic, I said, holding out the ring. I think she was right. Emma said yes. We're getting married next spring. Emma wants to include Sarah somehow. A photo at the reception, a reading from one of her letters. She's part of this too, Emma said when we were planning. She helped us get here. I couldn't argue. Sarah had written 67 notes for a woman she'd never meet, had planned for my happiness from a hospital bed where she knew she was dying. The least we could do was acknowledge her at the wedding. The ceremony will include a moment of remembrance. Emma's idea. We'll have a small table with Sarah's photo, surrounded by flowers from her recipe box illustrations, and we'll read the last lines of her letter aloud. aloud, "Take care of my David. He's worth it." Some loves end with death. Others continue in recipe boxes, guiding the living long after the writer is gone. I have two great loves now. One I lost, one I found, and somehow, impossibly, they've become a team. Sarah would have loved Emma. I know that for certain, because she already does. Through every note, every recipe, every piece of advice left for a stranger who became family. Thank you, Sarah, for letting me love again, and for helping her love me back. I never thought I'd find love again after losing Sarah. I was certain that chapter was closed forever. But Sarah knew better. She always did. She left a roadmap for the woman who would come after her, a guide to loving a broken man, a blessing from beyond. Some people leave behind grief when they die. Sarah left behind permission to move on, permission to be happy, permission to let someone new into my heart. I carry both loves with me now, and I'm finally at peace with that. Emma made the chocolate cake last week, Sarah's recipe, the one with the note that said, "This is his favorite, make it for his birthday. He'll cry." Let him. She was right. I cried. And Emma let me. Some love stories end with happily ever after. Some end with goodbye. Mine ends with both. Sarah's love didn't end when she died. It transformed into something new, a gift wrapped in index cards and recipe instructions, a bridge between the past and the future, a blessing I didn't know I needed until I found it. 67 recipes, 67 notes, one letter, and a whole future that Sarah made possible. I'm getting married next spring, to a woman my wife never met, but somehow always knew. That's the thing about great love. It doesn't just care about the present, it reaches forward, into futures it won't live to see. Sarah reached forward and found Emma waiting. Thank you, Sarah, for everything, even the parts I didn't know about, especially those.